Okay, family, we have another solid major update right here. There's a banter between Kenya and UK. I applaud Kenya for this particular development right here. This step that they are taking, I think this is something that other African countries need to take. So this conversation, let me make you understand that it is beyond Kenya, right? This conversation trace all the way to Uganda, trace all the way to Ghana, and even although it is between UK and Kenya, or the UK and Kenya government, I'm telling you that it cut across France, United States. And I will lead you with this conversation and you understand that this is even the reason why the United States refused to sign the Rome Treaty, which is the reason why today the United States is not part of the ICC. Look, this is a whole pack conversation right here. If you're already here, hit the like button for me. Subscribe to be part of this amazing family. My vlogging channel is under the comment section. Everybody click on it and subscribe. We are bringing something amazing over there, something completely different from the usual official survivor you know, and it might interest you. You will love it, right? Now, the detail I have here is that I'll be focusing a bit on my screen here, okay, so that we capture every detail. Yeah, what happened is that the UK Ministry of Defense canceled a training exercise which was planned for September 2026 in Laikipia. Now, this is Kenya, right? And this cancellation involved the Duke of Lancaster Regiment. Now, one thing you need to understand is that they were forced by Kenya to actually cancel it. This happened because Kenya didn't grant them the required license. Kenya decided to cancel their license and not to renew it because Kenya said they need to ratify a 2021 Defense Cooperation Agreement with the UK. Because there's a disagreement over legal jurisdiction and accountability for the British soldiers. This is not only about British soldiers. This is something hanging around the French soldiers together with the US soldiers also. In all our, counter-terrorism and partnership, this has been the problem. Even last time Museveni, spoke about it. Now, when we look at the court disputes, one key point is that the British push to retain primary jurisdiction over their troops. So what this basically means is that when the troops of Britain in Kenya commit any crime, atrocity, the court in Kenya does not have the capacity to prosecute them, okay? Especially the cases of murder. So if these troops come to Kenya and they murder any civilian by accident or intentionally, or whichever way, Kenya court has no power to hold that man accountable. That man can only be tried by the UK government. Now, the agreement, when you look at it, it was pushed to the level where some cases, some minor cases were actually reviewed. That if the soldiers, the British troops in Kenya did certain things, some minor things, the courts in Kenya can actually apply its rule and all that. But these are minor stuff. But serious offenses such as, how do you call it, murder, no, it's completely out of the jurisdiction of the Kenyan court. Now, the parliament, the Kenya's parliament has insisted that they are not going to relent on amending the Article 6.5 and 26 of the agreement to include murder among offenses under Kenya's court jurisdiction. Because you can't come to our country, you buy our people, be it accident and all that, and we don't have power to hold you accountable. And so they need to add this also into the agreement. They need to review it so that whatever it is, this is our country, you come to, we are doing partnership, you commit offense, we need to prosecute you. Now, when you look at the whole thing, the pressure boiled, all the way and got to this side. This whole thing started for a long time. The pressure is now on them because it is not that they didn't do anything and the Kenya government want to just pin things on them and certain things were happening. The Kenya parliament conducted an investigation in December 2025 and they found out certain things, which is abuse of these soldiers, disturbing patterns of abuses of these soldiers. talking about sexual assault, environmental damage, and mistreatment of workers and residents near the training site, plus complaint about pollution, hazardous waste, and related injuries and death by these soldiers. Addition to that, there's also a funding angle. The amount of money Britain pays to Kenya to host the training camp has been another conversation also. Kenya is not comfortable with the money, so that also they are talking about it, but that doesn't even concern me. The one that concerns me the most is the offenses aspect. Sexual assault and all these things, the Kenya government or the court does not have power over these soldiers. Now, the reason why Kenyans brought that issue on board is because you said we should give you the jurisdiction. You prosecute them. Most of the time, the people, they go scot-free when they conduct those things. The worst thing that happens is that they will transfer those soldiers that have been accused. Okay, maybe they murder somebody, they kpai somebody, they assault somebody sexually. They'll just transfer them that they're going to go under trial. Nothing happen again. And then new soldiers will come in to replace them. So it's kind of like shielding the people kind of thing. The same thing is happening all over Africa. Museveni was talking about the SOFA agreement, which the United States tried to, they want to build their base or to bring their base in Uganda. Museveni said he is not comfortable with the SOFA agreement because the SOFA agreement includes these things. These people can come to the country and go without anybody checking them. They can come, and then if they commit any of these offenses, you cannot prosecute them because your court don't have power over them. And therefore, they need to be prosecuted outside. And Museveni said, no, we need to look at this. They said, no, they no go agree. And Museveni, according to him, when he was narrating the story, he said, look, he asked them, okay, then we are going to do it like this. Because he engaged them diplomatically. All talk has failed. They will still maintain it. And he said, okay, no problem. This is what we are going to do, right? My people out there, when they misbehave, they buy your people or do all kinds of things. No problem. No problem. Your court does not have power to prosecute them. You should bring them here for us to prosecute them. If you can agree on that, because it's reciprocal, what you are trying to do here, the same thing we'll do there. If you are okay with it, then we can proceed. They say no, and Museveni say, oh yeah, pack your base and go.
This is what they call SOFA. SOFA, S-O-F-A, means Status of Forces Agreement. If foreign forces are in Uganda, how should they be handled? So the Americans and the British brought their SOFA to me. Say, when our forces are here, if they make a mistake, they should not be tried here. They should be tried in the US. Why? Then I said, okay, can we make it reciprocal? So that if our own people are in the US, they make a mistake, they are brought back here. I said, no. So I said, Then even at one time, I was trying to compromise with them. I said, okay, I can, if somebody fights in the bar, I don't mind, you can take him and try him in California. But what if he kills a Ugandan? Or rapes a Ugandan girl? There's no way we can say that you take him away to be tried somewhere else. There's no way. So they said, no, but you see other countries are doing it. I said, if other countries are doing it, that's their business. But not us. So we have never signed a single SOFA with anybody.
That was the disagreement between Museveni and the U.S. Military, camp or base that they were trying to put in Uganda and all that those days. So Museveni narrated this. It's the same thing. When we come to Ghana, Kwesi Pratt also raised this topic and spoke about Akufo-Addo and his U.S. agreement. When it comes to this, their a military facility, military training facility where SOFA agreement is involved. Kwesi Pratt raised this issue again. Now look, the same thing. The soldiers, when they are coming in, nobody check them. They can go. They bring anything, take anything out. Nobody check them. That is not all. If they buy any citizen, the court in Ghana does not have power to prosecute them. If they destroy anybody's property, the court in Ghana does not have power to prosecute them. They have to go out there to be prosecuted or charged or whatever it is. The court out there is the court that can actually prosecute them and try them. Here, you don't have power over them. And Kwesi Pratt was like, no, we need to cancel this SOFA agreement, right? Now, when you move from there, go to other countries where the US, UK, France, they want to establish a base, the SOFA agreement also always come in play. This was even the reason why, when you flip the coin, this led all the way to the ICC. When you check the record, the United States was the strongest advocate for holding individual accountable. In the 90s, when they were trying to, structure the ICC, the International Criminal Court. Now, when you look at it today, the United States is not part of it, right? Although they collaborate with the ICC in some cases and all that, but some cases they are not, because they voted against the Rome Statute. During negotiation that led to the Rome Statute, which is the treaty that created the ICC, the US sent diplomat and legal experts to help draft this particular many provisions of the charter, right? Everything the American negotiator influenced part of the court, procedures and legal framework. When you look at it, you can even set it out there. This is not a mystery right here. So after influencing the thing, later part of the final treaty, there was a key aspect of the final treaty that the United States was not interested in and they were not ready for it. At the diplomatic conference in Rome, 120 countries voted in favor. 7 countries voted against, including the United States, because according to detail here, the US objected mainly because it feared that American soldiers, diplomats, and officials could be prosecuted by the ICC without US consent. So it is something that from all the way into the ICC, this problem has been there. Somehow, their soldiers cannot be prosecuted and charged. For whatsoever reason, you can't tell. Now, in the Sahel, let's flip the coin and go there and find out something. I don't know if you check in the news these days. The French are accusing the African cops over there of abusing people in the region. Yeah. They say the soldiers are abusing people, assault on women and all that, and sexual assault and all that. They are raising all these type of allegations against them. Mirror it. When they were there, the French soldiers were there. Report after report, consent, communities raised concern, reported them that their women are being assaulted, and then people buy. The court in Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso cannot do anything about it because they are under. It is beyond their jurisdiction. The people, when the public cry became high, the people who committed the crime, they will take them out of the region and say they are going to try them either in France, in US, or UK, and then they will take them out and then bring other people to replace them. Those people go scot-free. Nothing happened afterwards. So Kenya is taking the baton that no, we investigated, we found out that these things are going on. Anytime we raise this issue, your people, we have not seen anybody accused of this type of crimes. And we heard that in the United States, in UK, in France, or whatever it is, the person is being prosecuted and jailed. No. The only thing we always see is replacement. And now we want to take matters into our own hands. So they forced them to cancel the training, which is actually going to happen in September. But they forced them to cancel it. They are not going to renew unless we deal with this. That if your soldiers misbehave in our country, we will make sure that we prosecute them. You cannot take this out of our jurisdiction. We need to make sure that we protect our citizens also. Because if there's no law protecting and shielding the citizens from these people, they can misbehave. They can only behave properly if there's a law in the country that are shielding the people. But because they know that we can do it and go scot-free, and then they leave it like that. So Kenya is taking the lead in handling this conversation. So family, let me know your thought in the comment section. This is the banter going on right now. I don't know how it is going to end, but trust me that I will keep you updated till this conversation is finished. All right. See you in the next episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop your thought in the comment section.